Next position we're going to look at is going to be a lunge to the side, or a lateral lunge. This is a movement that we typically don't do on a regular basis, so a lot of times it's weak or tight. So you want to make sure you feel what you're supposed to feel, because if you feel stuff that feels like it's irritating and putting pressure on your hip joint, that's not what you want. So if you're feeling that, instead of getting good effects from the exercise, you actually may hurt yourself. So pay attention to the stuff that I want you to engage. That's the most important part of it. So starting off with a little bit of space between your feet, I have people start off with their legs straight, right? Now all I want to do here is, as I start to lunge a little bit towards this side, a couple important things about this knee. One is that it's not a huge bend where I'm really going deep down here, right? For me to go deeper, I'm going to want to spread my feet further apart. But starting off here, I want to bend this knee just a little, and I want to take my kneecap and pull it a little bit out to the side, all right? Most people want to let that knee either cave forward or cave in, which can put some stress in this area that we don't typically want, right? So feet somewhat wide apart, and I want you just to pull this knee out to the side, kind of engaging your butt a little bit as you drop down onto your heel. Now you'll see, for me to do that, looking at me from the side, my knee is not caving forward where I'm putting weight on my toes. I'm actually sinking my butt behind me, right? And to do that, my head and my butt have to move in opposite directions as a counterbalance. So now I could sit onto this heel, right? I could almost wiggle my toes here. There's so much weight on my heel. Versus if I keep my head up and I try and sit back, I'm going to feel like I'm going to fall over, right? So the big key is that you get a little bit of that butt back, head forward, trying to keep as much of a neutral low back as I can, not letting myself jut into anything like this. Just a little hinge at my hips, and then I go on to putting pressure on that heel. Pulling this knee a little bit out to the side. From the back, this is what it looks like, and you can see as I'm feeling comfortable, I can go a little wider. Jeans probably would not be the best choice for this exercise, but same thing. I start off by pulling that knee out to the side. You can see I almost go as far out to the side as I can before that whole foot rocks up off the floor. So I pull that knee out and I start to sink onto my heel into this lateral lunge. The feeling that I want is anything pulling in my groin or inner thigh. I don't want pressure in the front of this hip or on the front outside of this hip. It's okay to feel work happening here, some tightness back through here or in the inner thigh, but if you feel pressure in this hip, that's not something you want. So you either want to see if you back off on the range and go a little less deep, if that takes that away, or you're not quite ready for this movement. Usually I start off with body weight, and usually I don't progress into a lot of resistance with this one, but going into 10 to 20 slowly, trying to see if you could feel that tension in your groin, inner thigh, and back out of it.